Drivers, start your reading. Motor Sim Racing Magazine is the first and only magazine dedicated to sim racing. Every month we'll be covering the hot topics around the world of sim racing. So if you're looking to be in the know, go to www.motorsimsracing.com. You will find articles from your favorite drivers, leagues, and other prominent people in the sim racing community. Want an update of your favorite league? We got it. Want to learn the basics on finding a perfect league for you? We got it. Want to know more about how leagues are run? We got it. So remember, when you want to know what's going on in the sim racing world, go to www.motorsimracing.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome here live tonight, Michigan International Speedway for the NMNTS, which is the Monday Night Thunder Racing Crew here series, live for some Arca Series action. Joe White up here in the booth, accompanied by Ryan W. Daniels. And Ryan, how you doing tonight, man?
Oh, I'm doing great, Joe. Just got back just in time, apparently.
Yeah, awesome, man. We're about ready to see some K&N style cars fly around this huge monster of a track. I mean, this thing is it's close to the size of the Daytona Talladega, so we're gonna see some pretty good speeds out here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is a 2-mile racetrack, same size, for example, as the California Motor Speedway, or Auto Club Speedway, I should say. Michigan is actually its sister track in terms of racing, so definitely going to be interesting to see what these guys can do here tonight.
Alright, well, sorry about that. I was checking checking some audio levels and stuff, man, there. But you're right, Ryan. These guys are about to do a heck of a lot of speed here, Michigan, and you know, I don't know. What do you think we're going to see here tonight, man?
I mean, based on the practice speeds, I can't really tell if these guys are tight or what the deal is, but these guys are definitely running some very, very fast laps. And we're seeing, you know, I would say the pole speed is going to be a very low 38 lap time. We only saw one car in practice actually break the 38-second barrier, and that was the 3 car of Aiden Young, who's making his first start here tonight in the K&N division. And he ran a 37.933, with John Wimbish at a 38.037 being the second fastest. So these very, very low 38 lap times, I think, are what you're going to be looking for in terms of pole position. But over the course of the race, I'm not really sure what the fall off is going to look like just yet.
All right, well, you know, like you said, man, right now, the man on point, Kenneth Yance, he's out there. We still got about, I don't know, we got about 10 more cars to go here. We got a pretty good field. We're looking at what, roughly going to be 22 cars out here tonight. You know, minus the 2 here, obviously, yourself out there, and then Bradley P. Wilson, who was in the lobby in itself. But so we're looking at about 22 machines out here going to do battle at Michigan International Speedway. I'm going to tell you what, these K&N cars all season long have put on a show, and it's going to be like any other. I mean, we went from short track racing last week to now this is huge speed style racing. So these guys will kind of get a little bit of a feel. They'll get away from each other, hopefully get away from each other anyways. And, you know, maybe try, I guess they'll feel more comfortable out there in the cars. That's a good word to use.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and we saw these guys at this track just a few weeks ago, and we saw Eric Tesh pick up the win over Spence Thompson in that race. Spence Thompson, though, is not here this evening, so you'd almost say, for example, with the fact that Eric just won just about a month ago, Eric is probably the favorite to win this race.
I definitely agree with you on that. Now, Eric was here last week, and he gave it a heck of a darn try last week, but I don't know. We're glad to see, man, what it's going to be like here because right now, Kenneth Yance, he's hanging pretty tough up there. Like I say, we still got a lot of fast cars to go. I don't want to take anything away from anybody out here, though. I mean, all these guys, very quick. I mean, it's anybody's ball game. Week in and week out. I mean, it's K&N. I mean, Arca Series, either one you want to put it. I mean, it's Arca Series, obviously, but you know, as far as car goes, I don't know. These things are just, they're different. They're kind of different when it comes to driving them.
Yeah, they're definitely different from anything else. I mean, you know, they handle differently. The drive is very smooth for these cars for the most part, but they do have tendencies, as far as when I'm driven them, to get really, really tight, especially over the course of a run. And I think that's because of how well they drive early on in the run. Everybody, you know, you kind of believe you can get everything you can out of it, and the guys who save their tires the best are usually the kind of guys who excel driving these ARCA cars.
All right, well, I tell you what, having done it, I want to appreciate all the viewers out there, man. As always, tonight we're live Michigan International Speedway. Joe White up here in the OSR Network booth, accompanied by Ryan W. Daniels tonight. Now we got a good colleague out there tonight, old John T. Wimmis. Obviously, he loves running in this series. And then also another fan favorite out there of Aiden Young, who we know runs in the Monday Night Series, ran over in Extreme also. So we got a lot of guys out here, a lot of different ones. Obviously, some of the other, you know, the old veterans here at the Monday Night Thunder, Matt Hoover, you know, Kenneth Yance. Just trying to look through the field here, Ryan. Let's see. Oh, Andrew Cornelli. Obviously, David A. Levine. He's out there. So just those are some of the veterans out there.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it's definitely going to be interesting tonight, seeing some of the drivers that we see in some of the other leagues that we broadcast, coupled with the guys that are, you know, obviously regulars here. And what I'm seeing so far is, we're seeing, obviously, you do have a guy, for example, like Aiden Young, making his first start here. He made his first start for the league in a long, long time last week when we were at Richmond in the truck division. And ran very well there as well, but it's going to be interesting to see how does Aiden run up against a guy like Eric Tesh, who has kind of made a name for himself, over here, especially in the ARCA and truck division, as being very, very strong. You've also got, the two of Austin Jones, who's been very strong this year, and just guys like that who are regulars here. Even David Levine and stuff like that are very, very going to be close between all of these guys, I believe.
Absolutely, you're right. I mean, and you talk about Eric Tesh. I mean, we coined the phrase with him, Iceman from the Netherlands, and I know it's Netherlands, but I just like the way the Netherlands kind of rolls off the tongue. It just sounds kind of cool, But that he's calculated in what he does. He's very eccentric. He knows. He takes his time, and he gets up out to the front. So, and another man, but now we go from Eric Tesh being that way to a man out here in the chat, Kenneth Jans, Mr. Motor Sim Racing Magazine himself. But I'm going to tell you what, that guy's lit up just like the Christmas tree, man. He is like an Energizer bunny, like they said here, Ryan. I don't know if he was up here with me at the time when his girlfriend out there, Just Christy, and that's what we call her, kind of one of the things, but she told us her name. He said the man's wired up all the time. So he wishes us luck up here. He says have a good time. Man, as always, love doing it. I imagine Ryan loves doing it. Man, we're going to have a blast up here. We're at Michigan. We got fast speeds. We got big cars, good field. We got a lot of great guys out here. It's going to be awesome. We got the viewers out there, man. Going to love it. And hey, by the way, that I mentioned, we're on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch.
Yeah, definitely going to be a blast up here tonight in the booth. I mean, we're looking through the field right now, too. Just want to give an update, basically to you, Joe. I don't know if you saw it in the team chat here through Iracing, but Bradley Wilson has notified me that I believe Matt Hoover, he was referring to, does not have a mic. So if he finishes in the top 3, we may not be able to interview him through Iracing or TeamSpeak. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Okay, sounds good. Well, I'll tell you what, that's some good information. No, I can't see the chat as on the screen I have here, but that's cool. And so if he basically if he does win the poll, I usually like trying to get a talk with the poll sitter, but well, as I say that, then guess who takes the poll? John T. Wimbles. But I do like to try to interview the leader or interview once in a while. And look who just popped up in the chat out there, Ryan. That old Waylon Ham.
Waylon sitting out there just spying on the competition, getting ready for tomorrow. I know that I believe Waylon's running tomorrow in the truck division with us.
Yeah, he's going to get his butt back out there in that out front motorsports machine out there at Bristol and see. Oh, look, Kenneth Young said, yo, it's the piano man. Well, that ain't what Just Christy said. She said you like the Energizer Bunny. Or are you talking about that's Waylon, the piano man? Uh-oh.
Tonight's BA Graphics poll winner. This also locks you into the All-Star race in a couple weeks at Lucas Oil.
Ooh. Well, you just heard that, folks, in the background there.
Thank you, everybody.
We're going to try to get a talk with old John T. Wimbles. He just won the poll here tonight.
Yeah.
10-4. While you do that, I'm actually going to take a second so I can plug my phone in so I will be able to communicate with the chat throughout the race.
Sounds good. John T. Wimbles, Joe White in the booth. You got a copy?
Thanks, sir.
John T. Wimbles, this is Joe White in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, buddy, I got you. What's up?
Oh, I'll tell you what, man. Well, not so much. I'm having a blast up here. Me and Ryan is in the booth. Seems like you're having a blast down there as you put down a blistering pace time out there tonight to put it on pole here at Michigan International Speedway. How'd that car feel? How you think your chances are pulling this thing off tonight?
To use the words of Eric Teska, the car felt amazing. The track was amazing. But honestly, man, it was great. I love this track. I love racing here. And I just shoot myself in the foot every once in a while on pit road, so just got to be careful with that. Just, run around a good, clean race here with these guys and have some fun.
Awesome. Well, I tell you what, man, I wish you the best of luck sitting it out there on front on the pole tonight, the K&N Series, as we call it, the Arca Series over here. Monday Night Thunder here, disabled veterans tonight, Michigan International Speedway. Gentlemen, man, y'all got an awesome track, awesome conditions, awesome night here, awesome viewers as always. And you know, hey, I love to get, man, pumped up and awesome about your races as always, man, because it's a great league here. You got a lot of great things going. So, with that said, keep the fenders, lug nuts on them things, and try to keep steering wheels in place too. That would be a little bit helpful. As always, I'll see you at the end of this race. Good luck, gentlemen. Well, Ryan, we're getting set. We're going to do some laps here at Michigan.
Yes, we are. Going to definitely be interesting. I mean, you know, a lot of good competition out there, and it's definitely cool to see John Wimbish get the pole here tonight. You know, we talk about, they mentioned it, as you said, over the racetrack, locking him into that All-Star race in a few weeks. It's got to be special for that number 6 car.
Well, you're talking about the All-Star race. They're actually talking about the one not tomorrow, but actually next week is when the All-Star race is. And what they do is they have an All-Star race.
Did I say tomorrow? I'm sorry.
No, you said in a couple weeks. But I wanted to reiterate it. I don't think he realizes it's actually coming up that quick. It's that's what I'm saying. It's actually not this Monday, but actually the next Monday. I was looking at the schedule and I said, wow, okay, May the 1st basically. And what that is it's an all-star race. Every one of these guys, they pick a track, and they're all in the same car, which is the Cadillac car, basically. And they're all in the same Cadillac machine, and it's awesome. What's going on, Robert Moore? You're out there. I tell you what, Robert Moore, you're racing freaks out there. He owns it, man, operates it, man, runs a tight ship over there, loves every minute of it. They got back from Bristol. Bristol was one of those tracks. Well, hey, it is Bristol.
Cadillac machine. You're talking the road car, right?
Yeah, the road car, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're out there driving with their 20s on it, man. The big beat boxes in the back. Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it.
Definitely. Now, the real question is, Joe, who do you think is going to have the best chance to win the race? You ask me each and every week. I never really get a chance to ask you.
Well, you know, I'll always go with Eric Tesh. I've been with him since the beginning of the season. I think I'll just I'll stay with him. Obviously, John out there has a very fast car. Matt has a very fast car. You can't count him out. But you know what? You've got some guys out there that are hungry for a win. You got Robbie Buckner sitting up there. Mike T. Bruno obviously is good. Zach lingering. Man always lingers around. Austin M. Jones, you know he's good. Obviously, Aiden being here for the first time in the K&N Series here tonight. He's good there. Kenneth Janssen's up there. You got a lot of guys. I mean, there's so many guys I've seen week in and week out that can pull this thing off. But yeah, I guess I'll stick to my old trusty backup or first and foremost. Eric Tesh is he hasn't won them all, but hey, look, it's a good pick to have, and I guess I'll just stay with him.
Very hard to argue with you there. To be honest, my pick to win tonight is going to actually be Austin Jones. I think he can rebound from the 9th place spot. He's still been very strong this season in that 2 car. I think he's going to have a good chance.
Alright, sorry about that. I was just checking out some things right there.
I think Corey Walters was correcting us in the chat.
Why is that?
The Cadillac CTS car, that is their IROC division, not the All-Star race. That's what he put in the chat.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I believe he may be right in that statement.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. Okay, he's talking about the All-Star races they're going to run in Charlotte in a couple weeks. Okay, I'm sorry. Apologize, folks. Yes, the IROC race that they run is the Cadillac machine. So, yeah, my bad.
I don't know. I wasn't correcting you there. I just saw that in the chat. I was like,
Yeah,
maybe
you're right.
I don't know the
You're
league
right.
enough, though.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. I did it wrong. Well, all right. Well, let's yeah, no doubt. Let's go down the grid in order here right fast. Tonight, putting it on pole, John T. Witness out there. Matt Hoover sitting in second. Eric Tesh, Iceman from the Neverland, sitting in third. Aiden Young right there, the newcomer. He is in fourth. Kenneth Yance, Motor Sim Racing Magazine himself, is sitting in fifth. Robbie Buckner there in sixth. Mike T. Bruno starting in seventh. Zach Lingren starting in eighth. Austin M. Jones and Nike. And Derek Robinson right there rounds out the top 10. I tell you, as we flip through this field here, Ryan, any one of these guys at any given time tonight can definitely take the win. A star-studded field is what I like to say, because these guys out here, man, it's Michigan, a lot of great speed. It's going to be very fast, and man, I'm looking forward to it, really.
Yeah, it's going to be very exciting. I mean, you put the last time we were here too, an important distinction between when we were here at Michigan a few weeks ago to this track now. Obviously, we are now running in the late afternoon style of this track. When they were last here, it was in the middle of the day, a lot of the hot sun, so there's going to be a lot more of the grip into the track. The track temperature tonight is actually 74, or as the track temperature is 82 degrees, the air temperature is partly cloudy at 74. With a 5-mile-an-hour wind. So these cars are going to have a lot of grip out there tonight. I think while tire conservation may come into play, I think you're going to see a lot of good side-by-side racing here throughout the majority of the field. And you look at the qualifying, really, the top 15 positions are only separated by about a half a second. So it's going to be very, very close.
All right, well, we're listening to these cars, man, take off the starting line here as they're getting set for the pace lap around here, Ryan. And I tell you what, we're about to get set up here in the booth, man, to have a tremendous race. 100 laps here at Michigan tonight. And like I say, you're probably going to get all your analysis in, because we're definitely going to see some speeds. We're going to see some passing, maybe some good side-by-side racing. I don't know this car as probably as well as you do. I don't know, but hey, what's going on? Well, Michael Redden out there in the chat. What's going on, Michael? He said his money's on Eric Tess also, and IU. He's out there picking number 3 shocks the world. Okay,
that would be Aiden Young in the number 3.
All right, and that's very. Hey, man had a stellar week last week. I tell you what, he finished second, man, in the trucks, and then won the night after that. So he definitely had one heck of a week.
I will tell you, it is tough to be biased in the booth when you know that the guy in that 3 car is your teammate. And the week he had last week, I will give the kid props. Aiden Young really performed well here as we're coming to the green.
Well, here we are. The pace car's going to take that hard left turn off on pit road. Ryan about to send these machines a-flying here. The KNN Series, or the Arca Series here for the Monday Night Thunder. John T. Wimbush, man, he's going to lead them to the line here, folks, for 100 laps tonight here around this huge 2-mile track. Listen to those motors storm past the start-finish line. Looking very, very good doing it. They are still stacked 2 by 2 as they head off into turn 1.
Yeah, great side-by-side racing already. Right up at the front, we see Matt Hoover looking to the outside of John Wimbush, trying to use that momentum coming out of turn 2 early on here, as these boys are not going to have to let out of the throttle. Maybe a smidge when they get to turn 3, but we see the battle behind them. That 3 car of Aiden Young already making the pass on the 96 of Eric Kesh. It's still side-by-side for the lead. Matt Hoover still trying to look to the outside of the 6, but John Wimbush is going to clear him as they head through turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, they are, no doubt. They are still stacked up, man. Nose to tail. John Wimmis gets that lead going out there. Matt Hoover still on the back deck lid of him. Eric Tess doing what he normally does, hanging on the outside, being very patient. But listen to these cars. They monster around this huge 2-mile track here tonight at Michigan International Speedway.
Yes, they do. And behind them, we see Robbie Buckner battling side by side now with, I believe that is Eric Tess still for the 5th spot. But up front as well, we have the 3 car now looking at the inside of Matt Hoover for 2nd.
Yeah, we do. They're door to door right there. That number 3 car, that's Aiden Young. He's trying to take it to the front there, making a 1-2 with John Wimmis and Aiden Young up front. Matt Hoover's got his hands full with him. But behind them, they're still stacked up nose to tail. I'm going to tell you what, folks, my old saying here, I love it. We got action up front, middle, and in the back going on all over this track.
Yeah, that's for sure. And we take a look back here. I'm now riding on board with the number 2 of Austin Jones, who has already moved up through the field. He is currently riding in the 7th spot after starting in 9th. Austin Jones definitely wanting to get to the front early here, showing, hey, 2 teammates may be 1 and 2 at that 6 and the 3 car, but I'm going to shake up the party and try to win this race for David Levine Racing.
Yeah, he is right there, man. They are all in a freight train, man, going to the front, from the front all the way to the back right there. Not stepping out of order a little bit, but right now looking very good. To get the draft does play an effect here, Ryan. They do have enough speed, but I tell you what, right now up front, Aiden Young's looking like he's on the inside of John T. Wimbish.
Yes, they are, and the driver behind them that's really going to like it is Matt Hoover. He gets a great run through turns 1 and 2. He's going to get right to the back of that number 3 car as they go down the back straightaway.
Yeah, he is. He's going to pull right up on that deck lid there, the number 3, and say, hey, look, new kid on the block here. You got that Reese's Pieces machine out there. I might take a little bit of bite on the back end there. I need some candy, man, to get around this track. We're getting a little bit hungry, man, on the work site at Birdie's Construction.
Yeah, that's for sure, as we still see them side by side for the lead. And right behind them as well now, all this battling up at the front with those 3 cars now is starting to pull Kenneth Yonts in the 72 and the 96 of Eric Kesh back closer to them as well.
Absolutely. That's Mr. Motor Sim Racing Magazine himself there, Kenneth Yonts. And I tell you what, folks, you wanted excitement, you got it. You got the newcomer up front there. Aiden Young just took the lead. He's got John T. Wimbish all over, but you don't count out Matt Hoover, the 13. He's a crafty veteran here. He's got all tools of the job. But right now, there's still a dog fight for the lead up front and one for 4th and 5th.
Yeah, they are. I mean, these guys are battling everywhere right now, and Austin Jones continues to make good moves back here in the 2 car. He is now right on the back bumper of the 96 Eric Kesh. That number 2 car is going somewhere, buddy.
Yeah, in line, these guys, man, didn't get the memo. It's only lap 6 of 100. They said, hey, it's the last lap here. We're going for it. These guys, man, looking very, very good. They're door to door, coming down this huge backstretch here at Michigan International Speedway. Folks, I want to welcome all the viewers out there as always. Me and Ryan up here calling this action, and so far from the green flag on, it has been nothing but nonstop. These guys have got the hammer down and putting it around this track lap after lap.
Yeah, it's definitely exciting. You can tell these boys are liking the way the cars are handling. They're looking good out there. These guys are all over the top of each other. As you said, the draft definitely playing into effect, that's for sure. But, I mean, these guys, you can tell they're having fun out there just by the way they're driving. They are all over the place trying to make passes. It's 3 wide for 3rd place.
Yeah, it is. This track's wide enough. They can get it 3 wide. They ain't got to worry about anything here. Right now, you got battles here. We was watching the battles back in the very, very back there. Boy, I tell you what, these guys are putting it to the wind. Like we just said a minute ago, Ryan, nobody told them, hey, we're not even a lap 10, and these guys have already swapped positions faster than I can swap my socks in the morning.
Yeah, man, I mean, these guys are all over the track right now as they're still battling back there. Kenneth Yonts moving up into that 4th spot now to the inside of Eric Kesh as he's going to try to stay behind John Wimbish as they go through turns 1 and 2. And behind them, we have Austin Jones, and I believe behind Jones, that is the 19 of Mike Bruno. Mike Bruno also looking good in that Budweiser machine as well.
There he is. He switched out, man, Budweiser this year. Actually, he got Budweiser on there because usually that's Robbie Gordon or Robbie Button. Robbie usually runs the, oh, okay, wait a minute, you're right. There's 2 Budweisers out there, my bad.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, well, yeah, because I know I'm normally used to seeing old Robbie, man, in a Budweiser machine. But right now, I'll tell you what, Mike T. Bruno, man, he's out there door to door beating around with old Austin M. Jones as those guys, man, are slamming together. But this front pack up here is just in a dogfight lap after lap, Brian. They have not given anyone any inch at all, and some exciting racing so far.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it. The close qualifying times, the close lap times in practice have all yielded this. Like, it was going to always be a very close race. I mean, these guys, as we mentioned, the top 15 were only separated by a half second. And when you throw the draft into effect, it's going to change it up completely. So you're seeing guys who are just all over this track, using that draft to their advantage, picking up spots, maybe losing a couple and then gaining them back. It's just going to be a constant battle throughout this race. But the one man who's loving it right now is Aiden Young, being out in front by about a half second over that next car in line, Matt Hoover. And one guy I do want to definitely give a call to right now is that number 11 car of Blake Phelan. Started 22nd, did not set a qualifying time, has already worked his way up to 13th, and he's actually catching that lead group of cars. In the final two in that group right now are Andrew Cardelli and the 818 of Derek Robinson, who are back there in the 11th and 12th spot.
Oh, absolutely. Right now, I'll tell you what, man, the number 6 man in the 96 up there, that's John T. Wimbish and Eric Tester in a fight. But I'm going to tell you, Kenneth Yance, he's going to sneak up there and he's going to steal the show one day, because he has been up there the last several weeks here, Ryan, and I've seen a tremendous improvement in him and everything else. So it is also, hey, we might go caution for you, right, Corey? Again, hey, as always, I appreciate all the viewers out there, man, tuning in, because you're not going to miss, what's the word I'm looking for? This is just electric, exciting style racing here, because, man, it makes you on your feet lap after lap. I know we got Bristol, man, the next 3 days in a row, but, boy, right now, these guys, man, are putting on a show at Michigan International Speedway.
Yeah, I'll bet you if you ask these boys what race they wanted to run each and every week, they'd say right here. I mean, these guys are so close right now. These cars are looking really, really good. As we see the number 19 of Mike Bruno looking to the inside now of Kenneth Yonks as they head through turns 3 and 4. He's going to try to get the draft of that 2-car Austin Jones, who's going to get a big run on John Wimbish here coming off of turn 4. It looks like that number 2 car is going to try to make the pass for 4th.
Yeah, it is. Looks like it's kind of like a slingshot style move here with these cars. As they get that draft, they come down there, and it seems like you can get that inside going. But right now, they're door to door going off into turn number 1. Going to coming out of turn 2, going to storm down this long back stretch here, and going to look very, very good. They're going to put the muscle on these cars and see what they got here. See what kind of speeds they get on this back stretch here. So we're watching little tattletale needles, I like to say it. And we're up to about 193 mile an hour before they have to slow down.
Yeah, I was riding on board there doing the same thing you were with the number 6 of John Wimbish, kind of see what in the draft they were getting. He was right behind the 2 car. He got right up to about 195 and then had to lay off. So I really don't think you're going to see much higher than that. Like, that's probably it with these cars, with the limited horsepower they have. But 195 miles an hour in this car going into the corner, and they're still driving this good, that's a lot of speed, and that's a lot of good track conditions out here.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ryan, you mess up, smack the wall at 195 mile an hour, I guarantee you one thing's going to know that you hit that wall, and that's your dentures in your mouth, because they might get knocked out and be sitting out beside of you somewhere going, what in the heck was that? But right now, these guys aren't scared. No fears in their blood, because they are putting it to the wind. Right now, I'll tell you what, Aiden Young, he's out front, and he is saying, look, I'm checking out, fellas. I got my own zip code, my own area code, everything out here. Matt Hoover, the man, trying to run him down. Eric Tess sitting in 3rd. Austin M. Jones 4th. Kenneth Yance right there in 5th. And they kind of fanned out a little bit. That's what we're going to see here if we get a long green flag. And from what I'm seeing right now, Ryan, it's got a good possibility. We probably might be in some green flag pit stops.
Yeah, that's for sure, and I'm not sure how far these cars can go on a full tank of fuel. Unfortunately, the plan I had was to join this race as a spotter for one of the cars so that I would be able to use the telemetry and kind of guess when they would have to pit and whatnot. But unfortunately, I was unable to do that. I accidentally joined the race as a driver. So all of that information would be on me, and because I'm not on the track, I am of no use to anybody. So
well, I'll tell you what, we do got Michael Redden out here in the chat. Maybe he can give us some insight on how what's the fuel load, and then I'll let you go to town with your little calculator over there, and maybe you can calculate that up for us.
I can give it a shot.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, right now, the field's kind of fanned out. They're still putting on a heck of a show out here. As I'm kind of just looking through the back here, right around Ryan Broderick back here in the 15th. DJ Hargrove right there in 16, got a good battle going on. David A. Levine back in 17, Jesse Mason, John Barron, he's the other Motor Sim Racing Magazine man back there. Eric Minch, he's back there in the 20th. Just kind of looking at these cars back here too. Hey, you know, that's another thing here, Ryan, we don't really talk much about is this car here. Man, they're taking a 3 wide back there in the back, so they're doing some tremendous racing. But we don't really talk much about the fact that all these cars are pretty much, you know, dead on equal. It's really you know, driving skill and whatnot, but these cars being so equal like they are, very hard to pass, very hard to catch up, because it's not like you might be in a Ford, Toyota, or Chevy, where one might have an advantage here, one might have an advantage there, and you utilize that. These cars are pretty equal. So if you don't hit your marks lap in, lap out, very hard to catch up, very hard to pass.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, these cars are, you know, as you said, so equal and so very close that one little screw up, one little rub of the wall or anything like that can definitely affect your races. We look up front, that 13 of Matt Hoover has reeled in the number 3 of Aiden Young. I don't know if Aiden got into the wall or what happened, but Aiden has lost a tremendous lead that he had.
Wow, yeah, he did. He had a 1.4 second lead, and right now the Birdie's Construction Machine said, hello, newcomer, let me show you how it's done. I'll take a few of the Reese's as I go on by here. I'll drop you a few nails on the wayside. I don't see any damage on Aiden. Could be the fact of some tire wear, maybe. Maybe used up a little bit of tires.
Oh,
what's up?
Okay,
what?
I'm getting a bad spike. Give me 1 minute.
Okay.
I got cars rolling on my screen.
Okay, well, yeah, I know Iracing the other day, they, I don't know, Iracing man kicked me and about 5 others. Actually, that was in the extreme race the other day. Kicked me and about 5 other drivers out, unfortunately. We were like, really? Okay.
Yeah, I know my Iracing is screwed up now because the number 3 machine has turned into a modified for me, and I don't think he'd be in second if he had all that damage.
Heck no. Well, right now, I'll tell you, man, Austin M. Jones has pushed that thing up in 3rd place. He is a man on a mission and on the move in that number 2 machine. Don't count him out. But Matt Hoover says, look, I got other plans out here. I'm trying to build me a home here in Michigan. And right now, my home would sit right in the infield and the victory lane. And that's what I want tonight here is to take the trophy. I'm going to tell you, John T. Wimbish is holding on the back end of the Mr. Evolution there, and he's looking on the inside and maybe try to take it back from him.
Yes, he did. He got a good run there through turn 1 and 2. Did the number 6 of John Wimbish, and like we mentioned earlier, that 2 car is going somewhere tonight, man. He started in 9th place, really working hard to get up to the front right now. Has shown speed all night long. Clearly, Matt Hoover just, I would say, saving his tires. He caught that 3 car in a hurry, and Aiden has been slowing down ever since. Went from being one of the fastest cars on the track to now being on pace with the guys maybe back in 6th and 7th. So Aiden might have burned his stuff up really early here, trying to see what that car could do. And as now he's got John Wimbish all over the back of him. Looks like the number 6 is going to just be content to ride behind him for right now. But that might also be because the 2 cars looking to the inside of the 6.
Yeah, and here's another thing. Just probably play a little devil's advocate on that. Is on the 3 with Aiden Young there. Man, I tell you what, they're definitely close, right? As you see Austin M. Jones, well, he might get him stuck behind him a little bit there. But Aiden probably pushed that car to get out front just to see if he could get out front. And then maybe later on, back it down a little bit. Say, okay, well, now I know what I can do if I really need to push this car. You know, so, I mean, right now we're seeing some team strategies playing, and I'm going to tell you, a little blocking on Aiden right there, and I think Austin M. Jones might be a tad bit faster than those 2, but because it's actually bringing Eric Tesh, and isn't that's Mike T. Bruno up there with him?
Yes, it is Mike T. Bruno in that Budweiser throwback Dale Earnhardt Jr. paint job as we see John Wimbish now run the bottom, trying to get Aiden to pull back in front of that number 2 machine, Austin Jones, who said it. Maybe a little bit of team tactics going on with those 2 as Aiden clearly got to be an issue with the tires, losing his speed in the corners, but definitely able to keep up on the straightaways as the 3 and the 2 car get very close down the back straightaway.
Yeah, they are. They're definitely blazing around this track racing. They're very 2 fast cars right here. Don't know the driving style of Aiden a lot. Don't know if he just likes running wide open lap after lap. Right now, if that's the case, he could end up hurting himself in the long run. And it might be the kid right now, though. He's bringing Mike T. Bruno, that number 19 machine, along with Eric Tess. Now, we know that cat, man's not going to sit out here and tear his stuff up. He's going to sit back there and watch what these guys in front of him do and say, look, fellas, it seems like we're on a long green flag run. Guess what? Plays into my favor. But boy, I'm going to tell you, the two had to check up there. Austin M. Jones, I don't know if you saw that, Ryan, or he would have ran right into the back end of Aiden Young. So a very good, actually, I got to give him a very good sportsman, and hats off to that move right there.
Yeah, definitely hats off to the two car there, being very smart. Buddy might have gotten a piece of the wall, actually, as he went up the track. Yeah, and he actually hit it pretty hard, to be fair, on the right side of that number 2 machine, and he lost all that ground of that group in front of him. That is going to kill the front end of that 2 machine, and it's going to be a little bit tough, I would say, for that 2 car to get back up there, even with the speed he had previously.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I saw Aiden go in the turn, and the number 2 got a run. It looks like this Aiden just did not get in the turn. Had to check up, man, and the 2 in order. It was either, well, basically run over the number 3 machine there, or check up like he did. When he checked up, the car just jumped up and tapped the wall on him, so probably pushed a little bit at that time. So very a heads up, hats off, classy move there by Austin M. Jones, not to say, hey, look, I'll just run all over you in front of me. And he went to try to check up there, and it just happened so quick. He got it was just, if you watched it, I mean, it was just like instantaneously.
Yeah, it was definitely very close there, and as we look up front, we talk about guys keep catching these leaders. John Wimbish has reeled in Matt Hoover now all of a sudden. That 6 car is now fighting to the inside of the 13 as they come off of turn 4.
Yeah, it is. It seems like whoever gets out front, it's like a brick wall. They stay out there for a little bit, then the next thing you know, the guy behind them runs them down. Now, John T. Wimbish, give you a little bit of heads up on him. He did very well the last time we were here at Michigan International Speedway. He actually likes this track and loves it. So, he got caught up in a speeding penalty, and that kind of killed him here at Michigan. But other than that, you remember, Ryan, he was up front a lot for that whole entire race. So this is a track that he enjoys. He is looking for a little bit, I guess, what's the word, redemption for tonight.
Could definitely see some redemption on the part of that number 6 Wounded Warrior Project machine. I mean, John, as you mentioned, you're right. He was running up front in that race. He thought, even he told us after that race, he thought he might have had something for Spence Thompson, who ran second in that race that night, and was just kicking himself over that pit road penalty. Definitely not something that John wants to have happen again tonight. But with the speed he's showing, as long as he gets some good pit stops, that 6 car could definitely be, he already got the pole, he could definitely be in contention for the win here this evening.
Well, absolutely. Right now, I'll tell you what, there's a dogfight going on between that number 3 and that number 96. That's Eric Tessman, Iceman from the Neverlands. He's got the newcomer there, Aiden Young, behind him. As those guys were battling it out, looked like Eric Tessman just was very calm, cool, and collective, and pulled away from him. And I tell you, Aiden's really running that car. Maybe he's running it early just to see what it actually will do. So later on in the race, and then maybe he'll back it down. But right, if we go back in the back of the field here, well, I tell you, we got some of the best racing going on. These guys are stacked 2 by 2. Andrew Cornelli, he's back there with David A. Levine back there. Also the number 11 man of Blake Fillon, and DJ Hargrove's all back there.
Yeah, Billy Hargrove actually just, I don't know what happened. I don't know if he was trying to slow down and come to the pits, but the 22 just got loose and got in the grass. Might have gotten a piece of that apron. And the 22 has just actually hit the pit road.
Well, it should probably be about time we start seeing these guys come down for green flag pit stops here. We're at lap 31 of 100 right now. We have been clean as a whistle out here. That does not represent, though, the kind of racing they've been doing on the track, because they've been door to door slinging it around all night long. I tell you, they were throwing the rubber, man, so to speak, out here, and doing it lap after lap. And it's just, man, they got a good battle going on back here, like for 8th, 9th, and 10th. These guys, man, are all on top of each other.
Yes, they do, and while the battle up front continues as well, which is the one I'm riding with, I am on the back of the 19 machine of Mike Bruno. The 6 car and the 13 almost got together there in 3 and 4. Mike Bruno is going to try to get by them both, as Mike Bruno has now worked his way up in the 2nd spot.
Yeah, I tell you, there's just so much action going on. You think that these guys are spread out for a while up front. As we go back up front here just for a second, Mike T. Bruno, he's up there. He's got a 2/10 of a second lead. Look at him storm out of there down the bad stretch. Awesome shot as you see these cars, man, come out of that turn. Just a wheeling and around here. But Mike T. Bruno, he's got the Budweiser machine there, and he's going to say, look, I look pretty good out here drinking and driving. Fellas, I know on the work site y'all might need a Bud. If I throw one out the window on the way by, you think you might want to slow down just a little bit? I don't know if that's in the contract wording there. What do you think, Ryan?
I don't think so, unfortunately. I think Matt Hoover's going to pretty much want to get this win for his Birdie's Construction boys. That's for sure, but definitely them boys wouldn't be probably too against an offer for some Budweiser at some point there in the shift.
Man, no, I'll tell you what, right now, boy, Mike T. Bruno, yes, he did. Boy, you talk about driving that high and wide. He did. He almost drove that thing to the outside infield there. You know, he tried to put it up there in the camera. Right now, they are or side by side and almost touched coming out of Ryan. These guys are putting, and it ran. Oh, I tell you, I don't even know what to say. These guys, man, are just, it's awesome racing.
Well, while all that's going on, the 96 of Eric Tesh has just hit pit road, and Austin Jones is right behind him, so he must be around that pit cycle. 33 laps looks like the beginning of this pit cycle. I don't know when these guys are going to start coming in, but the 96 of Eric Tesh, the first one to come down pit road that I've seen.
Well, I'll tell you, man, if these guys keep it up 100 laps, they're going to be an exhausted bunch because they have done very, very well. Hey, I want to appreciate the viewers out there as always, man, because right now we got 100 laps of pure excitement action of the Arca Series here for the Monday Night Thunder Disabled Veteran Series here. These guys are in the K&N style cars here at Michigan International Speedway. Hey, let me know how the stream looks, how everything sounds out there to you. Hopefully we go caution-free. That would actually be, I'm trying to remember if we've had a caution-free lap race this season. I think we've had one with one, I think. So, I don't think we've had one with caution-free.
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I don't believe I've been up here for any ones that were.
Yeah, I don't, Well, there's a blimp cam. IU Dave, he loves the blimp cams, and I'm going to give him a good shot. Because I'm going to tell you, at this track with the blimp cam, you can actually see a lot.
Yeah, big track with a big blimp cam here, that's for sure. And just want to give everybody an update here that 13 machine, Matt Hoover, he has just hit the pit lane now. When Eric Tesh came in, he actually slid through his box. He had to back up and then got the car serviced. So the 96 is going to have lost a smidge of time. But in retrospect, he is out there on fresh tires. He just flew by the 3 of Aiden Young. So these guys that have not come in yet, they need to come in quickly. Otherwise, you're going to be putting yourself at a disadvantage.
Absolutely. You know, pit strategy can come into play in this kind of a, I don't know. This is a kind of, watching Waylon out there, he's typing. Yeah, but that was only a 60 lap special race, and there wasn't a lot of cars. That one don't count. I'm talking about the Arca Series, Waylon. Pay attention, man. Pay attention. Somebody tell Waylon out there to pay attention in the chat. Still with me, Ryan?
Yes, I'm doing as you said. I am telling Waylon to pay attention.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, Waylon, pay attention.
You will see it now in the chat.
Yeah. Tell him pay attention. Waylon, pay attention. There you go. I hear you.
I'm sorry, folks. I just sit up here and I follow orders. That's what I do. I sit behind a desk now. I take my orders behind a guy who sits behind a bigger desk.
Well, I tell my wife I sit in here and yell at the TV.
See, my mom doesn't sit behind a desk and yell at the TV. She just thinks I'm a loser.
But, I don't know, she was making turkey worky today.
Yeah, she was making turkey burgers today, and you got the chance to speak to my mother, which,
I did.
while very comical, was rather awkward, to be honest.
Yeah. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I actually got to talk to Mama Ryan today. There you go. So, we got green flag pit stops going on. These guys have got some tremendous, I'll tell you what Ryan brought. He came in there, man, in that Hollywood machine, looking very good, doing it. as we're just fanning through this field. And look who just jumped up in the chat out there. That's Just Christy.
Just Christy should change her name to Just Christy.
Yeah,
on Facebook.
Then she would just be. Then she would just be Just Christy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Wow. Just
Hey,
wow.
you gotta love it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Yeah.
Well, right now, the man that's really loving it is at number 6. He's out front, looking very, very good. That's John T. Wimbish. He has got a heck of a lead, a 4.4 second lead over the man in second, which is Aiden Young. Aiden Young, those got DJ Hargrove sitting in third. That's another guy, man, that needs a turn. It really would like a spark to turn his system around. His season around to look very, very good.
Yeah, DJ Hargrove, obviously, he's out here too, running in the third spot, as you mentioned. I'm wondering if these guys that have yet to pit have to at some point be relying on perhaps a caution, or that they are just going to run it until they absolutely need gas, because these drivers that pit, my only assumption can be is that they came in for tires. And once the 96 and the 2 of Austin Jones did that, Mike Bruno also came in the following lap. And those guys are roughly 30-plus seconds behind the rest of the field. But they are running down the guys that have not yet pit in quite the hurry.
Well, so, DJ hasn't pitted, that's one of them.
That's what I'm saying. I think the last car that has yet to pit is probably Eric Minch, who's currently running in 10th spot. But Mike Bruno, Eric Tesh, Austin Jones, they run 11th, 12th, and 13th, and they are 31-plus seconds behind the rest of the field. Anybody behind them that's either a lap down or further behind has come in, I would say.
Well, there's no way that they could go just one stop, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only reason. Well, that would be the only reason I would see taking this kind of gamble, because you're 8 laps away from halfway. We are right now. Be 7 this time by, but Ryan, I mean, I'm with you. You're losing so much time by the other guys, but it could be irrelevant if they have to go into a pit and you can do it by one stop.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even think about that. I would definitely agree. It may be a one-stop race even from where these guys who had already pit are at. And at that point, I would say more than likely you're going to have the guys who have already pit previously. They're going to eventually lose time to these guys who have yet to pit, because obviously the advantage for a guy like Mike Bruno right now, he's on fresh tires. Well, Aiden Young pits 15 laps later. He's on 15-lap newer tires with a full tank of fuel, and he's good to the end. So he can just turn it loose. Same thing with John Wimbish in the 6th. What the time that these guys are going to lose, they should be able to gain back up, assuming there's no caution. At this point, though, the race has to go basically caution-free for the strategy to work. Otherwise, these guys who have not pit are going to be mired back in traffic.
Well, folks, I'm going to tell you what. I'm not even going to try to wrap my head around the strategy that's going on, because, DJ Hargrove and several others, from that matter, have not pitted, and we're at lap 44 of 100. We do see that they're very slow on the track, but unless they're trying to take this thing to one stop, which again I'm not even going to try to speculate on. That's all I'm saying.
The only way that would work is if they can get to lap 50. If these guys make it to lap 50 and don't have to pit, then they're good to the end. At which point they could save a lap still if they were, had to pit at lap 49 or so. But if you pit, like, for example, right now, you're not going to make it to the end with at least one caution. And even then, you may still have to come in and get a splash.
Well, we're watching, Aiden Young hasn't pitted yet either.
No, he hasn't. Everybody from
John T. Wimbish hasn't pitted.
Yes. Everybody from 8th on up. So John Wimbish, Aiden Young, DJ Hargrove, Terry Mason, David Levine, because I keep saying his name wrong and I apologize, Zach Lindgren, Robbie Buckner, and Andrew Cardinelli have not pit. So the top 8 have not come in. Mike Bruno is now only 19 seconds behind John Wimbish. on those fresher tires in ninth spot, and right behind him he has Austin Jones, Eric Kesh, and Matt Hoover.
I got a feeling they're going to do it on one stop.
That's got to be it.
That's it. They're banking on this thing going green the entire way. Even if there's a caution and a caution late, as we say that, I think here comes John into the pits. And actually, though, we got a car that is on the infield. That's Blaine Fillon. There's no caution out yet, though.
I believe he was far enough out of the way.
All right, well, let's go watch the replay of that because I'll tell you what, John T. Wimbish, let's see if we can get a replay while we're talking here, around. But John T. Wimbish, he's on the apron. As we're watching this replay here, what happened to Blaine, I think it's just going to be the case of he might have just, oh no, he just went up into the wall, hit it, and you know and I know, man, hard licking to the wall. Ooh.
Yes, and he is disconnected from the race, so that will end the night for the 21 machine.
Hate to see that. Well, let's take it back up front here as we're watching this strategy call here, so to speak, folks. As we're at lap 48 of 100. Obviously, you know, lap 50 is the halfway point, and if these guys can make it to at least lap 51, that puts 49 laps. Michael, how much fuel does these guys got in these things out here? Are they running 100% fuel?
The three, yes, they are. They do run 100%, but the 3 car is coming in right now.
Then if they run 100% fuel, then Ryan, they can go over 50 laps here at this track.
Well, the number 3 is hitting pit road right now. I do believe the 6 is probably still out there. Yes, John Wimbish is still out. So Aiden Young has just come in. He is going to have...
He's going all the way.
Yeah, Aiden's going to go all the way from here. And I would say that the 6 car, they have to. I mean, at this point, whether you're a lap short or not, you're going all the way.
Yeah, well, I think all John has to do, it looks like he's coming in the pits at this time. Yep. I was going to say, well, he came in right at lap 50. So his game plan is to go the whole entire distance, or maybe if there's a caution, just get a splash of fuel, get back out, or 2 tires. Never know. But got to watch and see Eric Tesh. You know, they were coming on strong. Now, another guy that hasn't pitted yet, that's old DJ Hargrove.
Yeah, DJ Hargrove still out on the racetrack. And just heard over the race chat, he is coming in this time, and so is the 31. So all these guys that have not pit, lap 50 is clearly the number they were looking at to being able to make it on one stop. The real battle now is going to be, we're obviously going to cycle out the new leader. It's going to be Mike Bruno and that 19 machine. The battle is going to be of these drivers who are going to have to make all the passes again, get by all these guys on the fresh tires and try to get back to the front.
Well, let's just kind of see here. As John's back out on track, let's kind of see what how far back he's going to be when he crosses the line. Let's get the telemetry here just to kind of see. I'm kind of curious to how far back maybe from Eric Tesh he's going to be. He's coming across the line now, Ryan. So let's see. He is, well, he's only in 9th spot, and he's 32 seconds behind Eric. So here's the thing. He's on a lot fresher tires. He's going to be able to run Eric Tesh down. You know what? If this thing goes green, that might have been a darn good pit stop. Here's my thing, though. I wouldn't pressure those tires too much, but, you know, he knows in the back of his mind now, those guys have to pit again.
Well, it is going to be the question of definitely these guys will probably have to pit again. That is for sure.
I'm talking about the ones in front of him.
Yes. Anybody that is in front of a guy, for example, like John Wimbish, is going to have to pit again. Now, the 19 of Mike Bruno, the race leader, pitted on lap 36. That means that the number 6 car has 15 lap newer tires now, which over the course of the run are going to decimate anything that anybody has in front of them to this point. So obviously at this point, though, if I'm John Wimbish, I know no matter what, I'm going to be faster than these guys who have already pit. They do obviously have to come in again. If you can only go 50 laps and they pitted at lap 30, they're going to have to come in again. there is no sense in this 6 car, or even the 3 car for that matter, to burn their stuff up trying to catch these guys. You are going to get by them when they come in. Even if they only take 2 tires, you're going to be faster than they are. I would say play it smart for the rest of the race. So we're sitting here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, as I'm looking up at the front, we have the closest battle for the lead, I would say, is Eric Tesh, who is trying to reel in the 19 of Mike Bruno. He's about 8/10 back. But one of the closer battles on the racetrack is really a battle back here in 12th and 13th between Zach Lindgren, who's just lingering around the back end of the top 10 or so, and right behind him is the 75 of Terry Perry Mason, running in that 13th spot. Respectable runs for the both of them so far tonight as they try to work their way back into the top 10 as well.
Well, yeah, you're right, Ryan. Definitely some pit strategy going on here. We're going to have to see how this, because we saw this race when it was panning out at the front. Now, we're not going to say it's going to go caution free, but at Michigan, here's the one good side to that. We've already seen one car spin. Unfortunately, Blaine Fillon right there. And there was no caution. Here's the thing about Michigan is if they spin, hit the wall, and get off down this huge aprons that they have, Iracing will not throw a caution. So the likelihood of a caution here at Michigan is going to be very, very slim.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to take more than a single car spin, I would say, unless it's dead smack in the middle of the racetrack to bring out a caution. I've been involved in wrecks here. Obviously, Michigan is not one of my best tracks. But if you do spin under that white line down the back straightaway and you're on that, the flat part of the asphalt down there and way out of the way, the caution is not going to fly. So obviously, as we saw there with Blaine Fillon, who has actually reconnected to the server, I don't know if the 21 is going to be able to get back out on the racetrack, but Blaine is back, at least appears to be trying to make the attempt to get back out on the track and procure as many points as he can.
Well, I was watching there, man. I tell you what, Austin M. Jones got his hands full. He went up there and tagged that wall, and the whole right side of it pancaked in just a little bit. So losing a lot of time, a lot of speed as he just got passed by another car. Got a bunch of other cars passing him. Kind of watching here as John T. Wimmis is making up a little time. He's 29 seconds back, but he could be in the case of where he is just holding on right now. Austin M. Jones, man, he's got his hands full with that car. Either something's ill handling in it or what. It's just not handling to his liking.
Well, I mean, it's we have to remember as well, the 2 car did tag the wall early on in this race, and obviously with him pitting under green, probably did not have time to get that 2 machine repaired to the way he'd like it to be. So that 2 machine probably a little bit underpowered on the straightaways with the aerodynamic damage, and as well with the way he hit it, maybe even be having a little bit of a the toe might be out a little bit on the steering, making it a little tough to handle that 2 machine. So definitely rough going right now for the number 2 machine for Austin Jones. All things considered, though, he is still in the 4th spot and can still come out of this with a really good finish if the strategy plays his way.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, these guys, man, are looking very, very good. Want to appreciate all the viewers out there, man. As always, right now, we're in a tremendous battle here at Michigan International Speedway for the Monday Night Thunder Arca Series here, the K&N car, so to speak, here on Iracing, as these guys are storming around this 2-mile track here tonight. Well, I tell you what, we go from one extreme to the other, because tomorrow night, Ryan, you're going to be behind the wheel of the Truck Series, the Birdie's Construction Monday Night Thunder Truck Series. Tomorrow night's going to be at Bristol, and then we got the Grand National Series sponsored by Motor Sim Racing Magazine at Bristol again. So I'm actually go ahead and get my motel ticket, man, and they'll leave the light on for me, and I'll be okay there, because I'm going to be at Bristol Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Yeah, you got a busy week here at Bristol, and I will say this, I'm hoping for some luck tomorrow. After the practice today, man, Tomorrow might be a little rough for me in the 07 machine. I'm going to say that right now.
Well, it's a Bristol, baby, and I tell you, everybody loves it, man. It's awesome. Right now, this is very, very, very good race. I tell you what, Robert Moyer out there, sweet races. Yeah, it's going to be some sweet races. Tonight is an actual sweet race, and these guys are looking very good here. Very professional out here. Another thing that this might fall into a guy's hands, a guy like Eric Tesh, we're calling an Iceman for the Neverlands. He loves these long green flag runs. We're going to see if he can capitalize on it, though, because right now he has, normally he's the one lobbying for long green flags, but he is probably going to want to see a caution before the end here, because he's one of those cats that can't go the whole entire way.
I was actually just going to say that before you brought it up. Really, what everybody from basically, I'll run off the numbers. What Mike Bruno, Matt Hoover, Eric Tesh, Blake Falone, Kenneth Yance, and Derek Robinson, the one thing they do want to see right now, all these guys in the top 6, they want to see a caution right now, because that puts them on, that means that no matter what, those guys that pit that can make it to the end, they're going to come in and get tires, because they can't possibly stay out on the tires they're on, because they're going to get destroyed by all the guys who are going to be on the same tires as them. And, you know, then no matter what, everybody can make it to the end. So this goes from being, you know, a battle, for example, between John Wimbish, Aiden Young, and DJ Hargrove for the possible top 3 spots to, and everybody in the top 16, 17, including guys who are a lap down, who are either going to get the free pass or they're going to, are they going to get the free pass, or they're going to try to take the wave around and hope for another yellow to try to get back on the lead lap.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. As we're looking here, Kenneth Yon sitting right there in the top 5. Let's get you a top 5 running order here. Mike T. Bruno, the man out front right now. He's got Matt Hoover behind him. Eric Tesh right there sitting in 3rd. Blake Falone right there sitting in 4th, looking very good. And old Kenneth Yon rounding out the top 5. So tonight, been very, very good here so far, folks. Look at John T. Wimbish. We was talking about him, and he's down on the inside now, taking that 5th spot away from Kenneth Yance. He is slowly but surely, he is coming up through there. He is only about 23 seconds now, roughly behind the leader. And that's not what they want to see, because here's the thing. Let me throw this out at you, Ryan. They know they got to pit, okay?
Yes,
there's no question about it. Do you, at this point, with him being 24, 23 seconds behind, go in and do the splash of fuel and not take tires to get back out, maybe hopefully be back in front of him?
That would work, I would say, if he was a lap down. The problem is that when, for example, when John pit, he still had about 30 seconds or so over Matt Hoover, okay,
Yep.
who is now our race leader. He is inside almost 20 seconds of these guys. So just even coming in and just doing a splash and go to try to make it, 1, he's going to get past you. 2, now you're on older tires still than these guys that are out there. It's never going to work. So the only thing they can do is come in, get 4 tires, pick up as many spots as they can. And what they really were gambling on was, once these guys that could make it to the end from this point did come in, they needed a caution, so that they would be mired back in traffic.
Well, you're talking about, well, look, I think I just said the right word, because half of those guys up front just stormed on pit road.
Yes, they did. Blake Falone did pit, for example, in the 11 machine, but he did take 4 tires, knowing that now that John has gotten past him, he has no choice but to come in. So the rest of this race, I would say, we are on lap 67 now. The rest of this race is going to be down to the guys who can make it to the end with, for example, the 6 and the 3, they can both make it to the end, and the guys that can't. And that's somebody right now like Matt Hoover and Eric Tesh, who are going to have to come in at some point, especially now that John Wimbish is only 18 seconds out of the lead. Sooner or later, John's going to be close enough to where he could simply just pass for the lead without them pitting. So
Right.
It's coming down to the wire for those guys.
Well, I wanted to, I was trying to get up front here to the number 26 machine here. That's Joshua Freeman, as it seems like he's got some guys. Now, he runs an actual real sponsor out here, Oil Can. It actually is a men's fragrance. It's not what you think. It's not like an actual oil company, but it's actually called Oil Can. It's a men's fragrance style of deodorant or whatnot. But talked with old Josh, who was telling me about it. But it seems like old Bliss King, is that right? Bliss Craig or Bliss? I can't read that. Is that which one is that, Ryan?
We looking at the 26?
No, it's out in the chat. Bliss. Is it Blitzkrieg?
Blitzkrieg.
Blitzkrieg. Okay, I thought mine's a little small, but maybe I need to get a bigger TV. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know what size TV you got, but I got
32.
Blitzkrieg. It's
32.
what?
32.
Oh, well, that's not too bad. I'm running right now. I think my monitor's a 42. I think.
Well, now I've got the 50 in front of me with 32 beside it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I run one monitor on my cell phone, so.
Well, you're only like what? 2?
Huh?
You're only like 10, right?
I'm 22.
Let's see if you
The
caught
hell
that,
is that
folks.
supposed to mean? There
I
you
was
go.
gonna see if you caught it.
Wow.
Oh, that's
Wow.
awesome. That's
Come
awesome.
on,
Whoa. Man, look, I'm 34.
Oh, you're not. Don't
Yeah,
lie
yeah.
to them.
You flip you flip my age around. That's what it comes up to.
Yeah, good for you. You flip my age around, and guess what? I'm still 22. So, at least my numbers
Man.
make sense.
All right. Well, right
Fine, it'll be one
now,
home.
yeah. Well, just fibbing a little bit, but that's it. But I'm gonna tell you right, Mike T. Bruno came back out, folks. He is 21 seconds behind John T. Wimmis, but man, he's a man on a mission right now. He's trying to take over those top spots. I don't think he took tires.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but man, he is able to come. Look at the moves he's doing. He is zigzagging through there. He's already moved it back up in the 3rd spot. And actually second now.
The 6 and 3 just
Actually
pit.
first. Actually first. Why
The
did
6
they
and
just
3
pit?
just pit. I don't know.
Why? Holy cow. Why in the world would you have... Okay. I don't know. Ryan, why would
What
you have
the-
stayed out 51 laps and then pitted?
I have absolutely no idea.
Wow, unless something went wrong that they knew, but they had a 21-second lead over Mike T. Bruno, who was in 3rd spot, and he was not gaining that much on them. With the folks, and we've only got at this point about 28 laps to go, and we're clicking laps off very quickly. But at this point here, Ryan, you just pretty much gave up the race unless there's a caution. I hate to say it like that, and I hate to speculate it, but now you're buried in 13th and 16th spot.
I have no idea what.
Wow.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, me too. Well, that just hey, look.
Because we know they could go 50 laps. Why did they?
Of course, that hell
What?
make no sense. Yeah.
I'm speechless.
I am. You go 51 laps without pitting, and then you pit. You know you can go the whole entire way. Maybe, just maybe. When I said, remember when I was talking about should Eric Tesh and all them in front come into the pits if they saw John T and being 24 seconds back? Maybe that scared them with them being on newer tires with about 20-some laps. The problem with that is you've committed to your game plan. You've got to stay to it. I mean, there's no... Because at this point, unless there's a caution, you're 27 seconds back. I don't think he's going to make 20 seconds. I mean, I could be wrong, but I just don't see 27 seconds being made up.
It would have to be a second a lap on the leader starting right now, and we know catching anybody and let alone passing them is another. So I am speechless. I don't
am too.
understand. Wow. And I'm not trying to criticize either
No,
the 6 or the
we're
3
not,
on
we're
that,
not,
because
we're not,
obviously that was
no,
a team
no.
call. They
Yeah,
both
no,
hit at
we're
the
not.
exact same time. That was a team call. I don't understand. Why
Yeah,
would you stay out
yeah.
50 laps and then bail another 20 laps in when now all the ground they made up, they had 30 seconds on everybody else with 30 to go.
Yep.
They're not going to make up that time. I don't know.
Yeah, we're folks know we're not sitting up here criticizing or anything like Ryan was saying. We're not trying to say that. Maybe with the other guys short pitting like they did, it made them nervous. I don't know.
Maybe.
Like, that's the only explanation, because I'm like you. I'm kind of, what's the word, dumbfounded on the fact that they would come in like that. So again, folks, we we're not going to sit up here and we're definitely not. But hey, we're up here just like all you viewers out there, going scratching our head like, what in the world? Because right now, John T. Wimmis is sitting in the 13th spot. He's 27 seconds behind Mike T. Bruno. And let's see what kind of times. He only made up a half a second that lap. He does not have enough time to make 25 laps up. He would have to be knocking down a second or more a lap. And not saying he can't do it. He's going to need a caution for some help.
Yeah, for sure. At this point now, you need a yellow, because Eric Tesh, I'd hate to say it this way, and I don't mean to say it in the wrong way. They basically just handed, for example, Eric Tesh the win, because Eric and the 19 and Mike Bruno, they're on the same tire strategy. So Mike Bruno is now back out in front. Eric Tesh is in third, 6 laps down, or 6 laps down, 6 seconds back. Sorry for that, 6.5 seconds back. So Mike Bruno actually is who they handed the lead and possibly the win to, because they would have had a 25+ second gap over him with 25 laps to go. You're not going to make up almost 30 seconds in less than 25 laps on people who don't have to make it unless you're not going to make it up on guys who have 4-lap order tires than you.
I tell you what, folks, viewers out there tonight, you've seen an awesome race. These guys have wheeled these machines around here lap after lap here at Michigan International Speedway. And what we're seeing now is a heck of a drama. We saw a gambling job at the beginning of the race. Actually, the beginning of the race and the green flag on, man, we saw these guys out there just beating and banging and hammering on each other. They got spread out, and then we saw a gambling job by some of the other guys. And what we're talking about here is now we're scratching our head, because all that gambling job that they did at the beginning has went out the back door. And right now, the two guys out front, Mike T. Bruno, who, mind you, also won the first League of Leagues races yesterday, by the way, broadcasted over on Dre Broadcasting Network. You can check that out over there on YouTube. Right now, Mike T. Bruno's got a 6.5 second lead over Eric Tesh, Iceman from the Netherlands out there. And those two guys on the same strategy. DJ Hargrove's in third, Matt Hoover sitting right there in fourth, and actually right now David A. Levine's in fifth. But John T. Wimmis, Aiden Young are the two we were talking about, folks, that stayed out for 50 to 51 laps, okay, before they pitted. And that was halfway, so when they knew they had enough. The problem is they just went into the pit, so I think it was lap 75 or something.
20 laps after they came in, they pit again.
Okay, they went in and pitted again. Right now, he is sitting in 12th, 25 seconds behind. The problem with that is we've got 20 laps to go. He would have to now, at this point, click off almost 3 to 4 seconds a lap. He would have to really, really be running down. Right now, Eric Tesh is not even running down Mike T. Bruno at that pace, and they're on the same laps. It is mind-boggling to understand why, again, don't think we're up here criticizing them. Hey, their call, great, and it makes for a lot of drama here. We're just trying to analyze what might have went wrong on the team channel there of why, but right now you're seeing a heck of a great race so far.
Yeah, well, I mean, a really good battle going on the track right now is actually we got Matt Hoover trying to work his way around some of these guys who are about a lap down. Matt Hoover is trying to work his way up into the third spot, trying to get by the 24, DJ Hargrove, who currently runs just behind him there. Just trying to...
Yep.
I'm just sitting here, I'm trying to figure out how we're going to call the end of this race. I dare say we almost need to talk to one of those two at the end of the race, just out of just a question for the drivers who could have had a shot.
Yeah, we normally get
so
to.
confused.
Yeah, we normally get to talk to the drivers, throughout the race here. But obviously, so far, that's another thing. Don't want to jinx it here. Actually, I'll do this. Let's bring up a summary. Tonight, we're at lap 82 of 100. We've had 9 lead changes, and look at those 2 numbers out on the bottom right there, because those look pretty pleased to Bradley Wilson and old Michael Redding, who's out there in the chat looking. 0 cautions for 0 laps. You're right. We have had one incident out here. Blaine Fallon slapped the wall, spun, but he got way down the infield line right there. And here at Michigan, Iracing will not throw a caution if you get way down there. So, as you can see, old Michael Redding out there, he's talking about MR Motorsports 1 and 2. Want to bring it home, boys. He's talking about Mike T. Bruno and Eric Tesh. And me and John Wimmer's talked about that. You talk about a star-studded team. Ryan, Mike Bruno, Eric Tesh, David A. Levine,
Jones.
Yeah,
Austin Jones.
I think it's Austin Jones. Yeah.
Yeah, Austin
There's
Jones is a teammate of the 59. So.
Okay. And then Michael Redding. Man, I'm gonna tell you what. That's talk about the dream team of Monday Night Thunder. Wow. We were talking about that. Me and John was one night. We said, "Wow," because I had no idea. Oh, and Terry. Oh, and Tyler Justice is part of that team also, who runs on the truck series. You know how he runs. So we were sitting there going, "Wow, really?" I mean, talk about having a stacked deck, and we're seeing it tonight. But still, I think there was a miscommunication there between the team. I'm like you. We normally would get a chance to talk, but hey, obviously no cautions, no talking.
Yeah, that's for sure. As John Wimbledge is actually going to make the pass for 10th right now, going to make it easily, getting around the 31 of Andrew Cardinelli, as he's he's starting to catch up to a group of cars that's 6th through 10th right now. They're all at about the 18 to 22nd bracket, and they're all drafting with each other. So I would say this is what John was trying to go for, but I mean, I'm going to say that the 6th car was probably looking for a lot more than a top 5 potentially out of this race, considering, like we said, they stayed out the first 50 laps like that, knew they could make it to the end. It had a big enough margin to where I don't even think on old tires they would have gotten caught, and to pit only 20 laps later is
if they would have got caught, Ryan, it would have been in the closing last 10 laps.
Yeah, you're talking the final 3, man, maybe.
Right now, he's up the 10th spot. He's still 21 seconds back, and we're closing in here at lap 88 of 100 right now. So you're looking at 12 laps to go. He's going to have to, in the last 10 laps here, start knocking off about 3 or 4 seconds a lap in order to get to their back deck lid. Not saying it can't be done, but man, that is a tall order. I mean, again, maybe he's hoping that Mike and them up there run their tires out. The problem is you've got Eric Tesh up there. And, we say it week in and week out. Eric Tesh, that man knows how to tire management. So, John in the back of his mind knows that very, very well by calling the races on Monday and Tuesday with these guys. He knows that, hey, look, Eric Tesh is not going to abuse that car in no way, no how, no form. And so, yeah, but we're seeing right there, we're seeing John T. Wimmis up underneath Zach Lingren. So he's coming and coming in a hurry. He's trying to do everything he can. The only hope I see here, Ryan, is he's going to have to just run that car like, man, a screaming demon.
Really, I think the best thing that he's hoping for now, and this is more for the 6 than it is for the 3 of Aiden Young, because Aiden, unfortunately, has just not had the speed that the 6 car has tonight. He qualified really well, was able to lead a bunch of laps at the number 3 machine, but just ever since he got passed for the lead, has not really shown quite the speed of his team car in the 6. It just appears that really what John's going to want is to get himself into the 5th spot, have the caution
Yep.
come out, because at which point, even with 10 to go, everyone's going to pit. Unless you're really way back, you're not going to hold anybody off on old tires.
Well, there's a
And just
problem.
make up
You better hope for a caution within the next 5 laps.
That's what I'm saying. He's going to need a caution here, have everybody come in, have fresh tires, and just try to get the win that way. That's his only chance, because being 22 seconds back, the best he's going to get out of this is the top 5. That's
Right.
it. That's all that's left in the tank for that 6 machine, unfortunately.
Might go out in the chat talking about bologna with Miracle Whip. Man,
What?
I hear you. They're talking about sandwiches out in the chat.
Well, you like ham and
We're-
ham.
I like ham and ham. And look, we up here talking about pit strategy and the awesome race going on the track. Now they're talking about ham. I like hot dogs too, by the way.
You like porky pork.
I like pig.
You like pigs.
Pigs.
You hear that, folks? He said it. He said it. He likes pigs.
Hey, you don't like ham, bacon, and hot dogs?
I guess. Okay, I just gotta say this. I know that no one on stream is gonna have any idea what I'm talking about. I have a pile of jackets that I have to wash over in the corner of my basement here. I just happened to look up and I saw a movement. I didn't know what it was. My dog has turned a nest into a mountain of just clothing over in the corner. He's making a nest out of it. He's cracking me up watching him do it.
Man. Well, right now, I tell you what, another man on the move. That's Austin M. Jones. He just moved it up in the 8th spot right there. So, John T. Wimmis did get up into the 5th spot there, so he moved back into the top 5. It's just going to be a case of he's just going to run out of time. And, wow.
Yeah, that's going to be gut-wrenching for that 6 machine. Oh, and he almost got a piece of the wall coming out of turn 2, did the 6 machine. But, I mean, when you think about it, though, we got to talk about it. That 19 machine, though, Mike Bruno, even with the 6 and the 3 coming in like that, Mike Bruno has played this race exactly the way he had to. He's put himself 5 seconds out in front of Eric Tesh with what this time is going to be around 7 laps to go. That 19 machine has looked strong all night long. I mean, you talked about it yesterday. Won the race of league, or the League of Leagues.
League of Leagues, yep.
Yes, the League of Leagues race there that they had at Atlanta, I believe it was.
Yep.
Won there. Trying to back it up tonight with a win in this 19 machine. I believe, would this be Mike's first win of the season if he were to win tonight?
Michael, refresh my memory, man, but I think it might be in the K&N. He has one in the Truck Series, though.
All right. Well, for sure, regardless of whether it is or not, a win or a second win of the season for the 19 is going to be awesome for him. And really, he's done everything he's had to. He played the strategy right, came in, he's got the tires to make it to the end. He knows from this point the only guy that can really beat him is Eric Tesh. And, you know, obviously coming to 6 to go this time, he's still got over a 4.5 second lead. So it could become a battle for the lead, but Eric's going to have to turn up the wick pretty quick here if he's got anything for the 19.
Yeah, the nearest battle on the field right now actually would be Matt Hoover and Eric Tess is right there. The Birdie's construction machine is going to try to do all he can to try to run down that man. If he can, he's about 2.5 seconds back. Don't know if he's got enough time. John T. Wimmis, though, man, we're still scratching our head over that pit strategy move. And the most notable thing is tonight here, folks, is we have almost, cross our fingers, we've almost went caution free here. And that would be awesome as right now, man out front, and he is checked out. That's Mike T. Bruno. He's got the Budweiser machine out there tonight looking very good here at Michigan International Speedway. Want to welcome all the viewers out there. Joe White up here at OSR Network booth, accompanied by Ryan W. Daniels. I tell you, we're live here tonight on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. And yeah, the Arca Series. These guys put on a darn good show. Got Michael Redding, he's race director out there. Had some family issues come up, had to take care of that and whatnot. Thoughts and prayers with them. So, but right now, I tell you, probably just, I don't know if it's a sad story or what, but the man who was dominating John T. Wimmis and had the heck of a pit strategy there, who would have, I think would have paid off. You know, if I guess I'm going to go ahead and throw my opinion, basically, Ryan. That's the best way I can put it. Man, he just pounded the wall, though. You know he's driving that car hard, either out of frustration or just driving it hard right there.
Yeah, that 6 machine, you're right. Definitely hit the wall very hard there. Tires now probably starting to give up on him a little bit. And you're right. It definitely, probably the upset of the race is going to be that he's going to have come home 5th, because even if he had stayed out, to think about it, he'd have still been 4th. He's going to he maybe would have picked up a spot. Maybe. May have still even been far enough in front to make a difference for the win. But I don't know. And I don't remember how far back DJ Hargrove was from these guys, because DJ has stayed out, and obviously DJ has remained now in front of the 6. So the gamble coming in just, to me, didn't pay off for them in the way they really wanted to. And I think they thought it was going to go differently for them for sure.
Well, that hitting the wall right there probably shows just how hard he was pushing that car, but also probably a little bit of the frustration too now is setting in, and the fact of, man, because, you know, he was really frustrated at the fact he messed up on pit road the last time he was here, and he thought he let it get through his fingers. I imagine his frustration's probably building even more this time, knowing, man, I might have just messed up and thought or calculated wrong and whatnot. And, you know, hey, it's still, man, was bad fast here tonight.
Definitely, as we're actually coming to the white flag this time, Mike Bruno going to take that white flag with still a 4.7 second lead over Eric Tesh.
Yeah, he is. Right now he's got a 4-second lead as he goes across the line. And white flags in the air. All he's got to do is one more time around this huge 2-mile track, Ryan, of Michigan International Speedway. Eric Tesh behind him at 4 seconds. Matt Hoover's right there. I'll tell you, they're close, but he's right there also. And then DJ Hargrove sitting in 4th. And John T. Wimmis right there in 5th. It's going to be in the top 5 for him.
Yes, it is. And, you know, to be fair, top 5, obviously nothing to snuff at. Worked very hard. And that number 6 machine to get that top 5. He's going to have definitely earned it tonight, did John Wimbish. Had a real fast car, but congratulations to the 19.
Absolutely. As they're going to be coming out of the last turn right here. That man's trying to take the victory here tonight for that number 19 machine. That's Mike T. Bruno here tonight, folks. He earned it. I'll give him that. As it was one heck of a pit strategy call on his part, and his teammates out there. So awesome. But you know, John Wimbish coming up in 4th with the man in 2nd, Eric Tesh right there. So tonight's winner, Mike T. Bruno. Yesterday winning the League of Leagues, first round, number 1 of that. Tonight winning the ARCA Series here at Michigan International Speedway in fine fashion. In the 2nd spot, that man Eric Tesh, in 3rd, rounding out Matt Hoover. So we're definitely going to get these guys up here. We're going to see what we got and get a talk with them here, Ryan.
Yeah, we definitely close there. And I do want to just pull this out for you real quick. I was riding on board with David Levine as those guys are still battling there on that final lap. Aiden Young going to bring the number 3 machine home in 7th by 7 1/1000ths of a second between him and that 59 car. They were side by side coming to the line.
Holy cow, man, that's an awesome battle right there. So, you know, Michael Redden, he's happy out there. MR Motorsports brings it home 1-2 out there. Like I said, tonight's winner, Mike T. Bruno. So we'll head it on down here. We'll see what we got. Let you get a hold of Matt Hoover there, Ryan.
I believe Hoover does not have his mic still.
Oh, he don't have a, well, all right. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do.
We will check and see if he has a copy,
We'll
but if not...
We'll check it. Well, we'll at least congratulate him. How's that? We'll at least congratulate him for coming in 3rd, right. And we'll talk to, grab a hold of Eric Tesh out there in the chat, and we'll talk with him.
All righty. Did you want me to go first? Oh, okay.
Matt Hoover, do you have a copy? Matt Hoover, this is Ryan Daniels up in the OSR Network booth. Do you have a copy?
Hoover was having mic issues tonight.
All right, thank you, Bradley. Well, in that case, Matt, if you can hear us, we just want to congratulate you on a good run tonight, bringing that 13 machine home in third. And we're going to jump over here real quick. Eric Tesh, this is Ryan Daniels up in the OSR Network booth. Do you have a copy?
I got you loud and clear.
Well, Eric, you and the 19 were on a very similar pit strategy tonight, able to bring that number 96 machine home in second. Do you think you had anything for the 19 of Mike Bruno in the closing laps?
Well, I don't know. Well, we didn't have anything on the closing laps, but he did some magical stuff during the last pit stop. He gained 7 seconds on one pit stop. I don't know what they did, but we're gonna figure out how he did it, and we're gonna beat him next race.
Yeah, definitely a quick pit stop there on the final one for that 19 machine. Now, you guys pitted earlier. You were well behind the 6 to 3 and a few others that decided to stay out for the full 50-lap run. Were you at all surprised when some of those cars decided to come in earlier instead of just trying to make it to the end of the race?
Well, I thought they had some fuel issues because the fuel window was 50, 51-ish. So they needed to pit if they pitted before lap 50. So it was not a really big surprise for me.
All right, well, we definitely want to congratulate you on bringing that number 96 home in second again. Great run tonight for you and that whole team. And is there anybody else out there you want to thank?
I want to thank everyone, my teammates, Bradley for the amazing league, Michael for the reason there set me up. I want to thank my fans also.
All right, well, thank you very much for talking with us, and we hope to catch you soon again here on the OSR Network, and I'm going to pass it over to Joe White, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I tell you what, man, guys, here tonight had a lot of drama, had a lot of racing, and was a tremendous one here for 100 laps here at Michigan International Speedway. I tell you, Mike T. Bruno, this is Joe White in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you, Joe. What's happening, bud?
Well, I tell you what, you traded in the Traxxas RC machine for a Budweiser machine tonight, and you're going to have an awful lot of them because you pulled the victory off here. And a heck of a stellar pit strategy move there to outduel probably one of the masters out there pit strategies. That's Eric Tesh. And you pulled this thing off, held on to it, had the car feel out there all night long here at Michigan.
Yeah, man, you got that right. Eric is definitely the master at saving tires, saving fuel, whatever it is, man. And the car felt actually really good. Short run, long run, everything, man. It felt awesome the whole time. I just I felt like I could put it anywhere and pass anybody anywhere. And it's good to have a car like that every once in a while, you know. And to be able to bring it home tonight is a great thing, man.
Well, I tell you what, looking very good doing it out there tonight. And y'all, all you guys were. Got anybody out there you want to thank for the victory tonight?
Yeah, man, you guys, Joe, as always, Mike Redding, Bradley, my team, MR Motorsports, Michael Redding, Eric Pesk, all them guys. A couple few fans I got out there. Appreciate all you guys viewing, and I'll see you guys next week.
All right, well, definitely congratulations again for the win here tonight in the Monday Night Thunder Disabled Veterans Arca Series here. Mike T. Bruno bringing it home. And I got to ask, I've got to interview because, hey, folks, drivers, also take a bow, pat yourself on the back. We went caution free tonight, folks, for 100 laps. Awesome race, so didn't really get to talk to anybody throughout the race, but I've got to talk. John T. Wimmish. This is Joe White in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, unfortunately I did.
And you know what my question's going to be because me and Ryan was shocked to see it. Why the pit stop?
Well, I saw Bruno and them going early. That's what I should have done, honestly. But I stayed out, thinking it would pay off later, getting tires and whatnot. But once I stayed out, the problem was the fall off was bad, and it was really bad. And so I knew if I tried it just on one stop that those guys were going to run me down. and get by me anyway. Because like I said, when you ran the tires off of it, it just got way too slow, and I knew they were going to be, you know, in the three stop window. So I knew they were coming back in, and so I was like, shoot, now I got to come down and get tires and see if I can't run them down. So really, the thing that messed me up was, you know, just staying out the way I did. So just disappointed.
Well, yeah, well, we definitely was. We were kind of scratching our head. We knew y'all. The plan was one stop and go. Now, you obviously you know better than we do up here in the booth. Me and Ryan, we were definitely talking about it, and definitely a lot of good drama and excitement dealing with that. But we had to look at also DJ Hargrove, who where he finished at, who he was on the same pit strategy as you were. And he ended up finishing 4th. And I know you say that you said they would have ran him down because Mike Bruno and them was 20-some seconds, almost 30 seconds behind you with about 25 to 28 laps to go. Do you still feel like at that point, by seeing where DJ finished, that they probably could have still ran you down?
I feel like they could have. I mean, for a while there, I ran some pretty hard laps, especially when I knew I was going to stay out, and felt like I had probably used it up enough. And we know that Mike is really good, and Eric and Matt's fast. You know, DJ's good at taking care of the stuff there, and I just feel like maybe I pushed it too hard, so I just made the decision to come in. I mean, it was going to be close on field anyway, so it would have depended on how hard I had to run it at the end. But you know, bottom line is I should have stuck with what those guys did. I usually try to do that, you know, to learn a little bit from them, but at the same time I was thinking, you know, if I can do something different, maybe it'll put me in a better spot, you know, tire-wise, but also didn't know that I had that kind of, you know, gap on them and whatnot. But yeah, I knew that they were going to, I figured they could run me down pretty easily because I ran the car to death.
Well, I tell you what, nonetheless, you still finished here in 5th place tonight. I mean, a good effort. I know you wanted to be able to be out there, you know, win. You put it out front on the pole tonight. I want to congratulate you for that. And congratulations for also, you know, hey, as we always say, live to fight another day. Now you know, you put it in your notebook, you write it off, you say, look, okay, we won't try that again, or maybe we will. Might work out next time. But nonetheless, congratulations on bringing home in 5th. And I tell you what, as all you guys out there know, like I said, we went caution free here tonight at Michigan International Speedway. Guys, we had the viewers. Y'all had the viewers. I don't want to say we did. Y'all guys had the viewers on their feet and loving every minute of this race out here. And I loved it. Ryan loved it. All the viewers, and I hope each one of you drivers did. Gentlemen, awesome race here. And as I always say, keep the lug nut and fenders on it. As I say that, Mike T. Bruno, the winner out there, he's trying to knock every fender of that car off as he's excited. So, great race, gentlemen. Thank you. Enjoyed it. Have an awesome night. Well, Ryan, there you go. We got our explanation. He just thought that maybe they could run him down, and maybe in the back of his mind thought it was a bad call. Maybe in hindsight he thought it was a good call.
You know, and I can't fault him for it. You know, you have to look at, he was in a position, knew what those guys were going to have, knew what he was going to have at the end of the run, and it sucks. You know, if you're going to be honest, for both the 6 and the 3, it really sucks. They were able to rebound to a 5th and a 7th place finish, but you know those two were dying for a 1-2 finish. That's what they had in mind when they pitted together, and unfortunately it just didn't work out for them. It's like, you know, like you mentioned in the interview, they live to fight another day. They come out of this with good points. For this being Aiden Young's first start in the division, a great finish in the 7th spot, and John Wimbish. You talk about a night of redemption. The last time he came here, had a really strong machine, and unfortunately had that pit road violation. He was able to rebound to a 5th place finish tonight. To me, nothing to hold their to hang their hats on this one. A good strong run by the both of those cars and a good effort by them. But once again, you know, congratulations to Mike Bruno for just playing the strategy right and able to pull out the win here over Eric Tesh.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, with that note, let's get a rundown here. Mike T. Bruno pulling the win off here tonight at Michigan. Printing in first place, Eric Tesh right there in second, Matt Hoover in third, DJ Hargrove fourth, John T. Wimmis rounding out the top five, Blake Phelan in sixth, Aiden Young pulling it back to seventh, David A. Levine right there in eighth, Terry Perry Mason in ninth, and Austin M. Jones rounds out the top 10.
Yeah, and in 11th, we got the Energizer Bunny himself, Mr. Kenneth Theance, finished in 11th place. Robbie Buckner in 12th. Zach Lindgren in 13th spot. Andrew Cardinelli finished 14th. Derek Robinson in 15th. Ryan Broderick 16th. Joshua Freeman in 17th. Eric Minch 18th. John Barron, Mr. Motor Sim Magazine in 19th. And Jesse Mason rounds out the top 20.
And 21st, we got Billy Hargrove, Blaine Phelan right there in 22nd. And the last two there's the 1-2 that the race officials and whatnot. So, with that said, Ryan, I tell you what, we saw hard racing, a lot of drama, a lot of strategy played out here tonight at Michigan for the ARCA Series here for Monday Night Thunder. These guys put on one heck of a show, and I loved every minute of watching it, calling it here tonight as we go to Bristol tomorrow night for the Birdies Construction Monday Night Thunder Truck Series. I know you're going to be behind the wheel of those machines, as man, we're probably going to see 32 of the best for the Monday Night Thunders running around. Boy, I tell you, the last great Coliseum, that'll be Bristol. Got any final thoughts there, Ryan?
Yeah, I just, you know, a lot of fun being up here again tonight. Was happy to see some of the response from the crowd tonight, the people watching at home. Thank you guys for welcoming me back. I know a few people were upset that I was out sick this past week, and it was nice to see some of you guys out there chatting up Cool Breeze. But want to thank everybody who was watching, and thank you, Joe, for having me. It was a lot of fun to be up here tonight again for the Monday Night Thunder's ARCA Series.
Yeah, shame on you for being out.
Oh, well.
Well, as always, I want to appreciate the fans for coming out. Want to appreciate the drivers out here, Ryan. Definitely appreciate you being up here. So, till tomorrow night here, folks, tune in live, 9/9/15 Eastern Time tomorrow night. OSR Network's going to be live, YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch here. We're going to be live in Bristol, Tennessee. We're going Bristol, baby. Short track racing and some trucks. Going to be a heck of a time here. So, until then, everyone have a good night. We'll see you then.